Welcome back to another ROM hacking tutorial. Today we're going to be working on how to edit items in Platinum and HeartGold and Soulsilver. First I'm going to go over how to edit ground items, so those little Pokeballs that you pick up from the ground. And second, we're going to go over how to make an NPC give you an item. To get started, we're going to open up DSPRE. So if you've watched my previous video on Intro to DSPRE, you should have that installed and ready to go. I'm going to assume that you have your ROM hack that you have already started as your project up, and we're going to edit it. So go ahead and open up your ROM using DSPRE, and if you haven't done this, just look at my previous video. We're going to open up to a ground item that you want to edit. So let's say I'm in Relic Cave in my ROM hack for Garbage Gold. That's the name for Union Cave. And so I'm going to open up this header right here. So as we know, headers contain all information pertinent to an area of the game. And so we're going to start off with this one right here. We're going to click on Open Events. And so I want to edit this item right here. I know what this item is in my ROM hack. It's a Tanga berry, but I don't know what it is in vanilla. I think it's probably like a potion or something. The first thing we want to look at is what script is associated with this item. So right click on this, come over here to the script, and it should say 70 and then some number. Any of the 7,000 scripts are found in a separate script file. So in the previous video, I talked about how scripts are all localized to an area of the game. That's true most of the time. In this case, these specific scripts for items are all in one script file, and that is script file 141. So let's come over to the script editor, and we're going to come down to this menu here and click on 141. What should come up is this list right here, the different items you can find in the game, and they're all listed by the number that corresponds to this number right here, so this 33. I need to mention real quick that script 7033 is actually not going to be same as 33 here, because these scripts start from 1 and this script starts from 0. So script 33 is actually going to be 34, so just add 1 and edit it. I know that this item is the Tanga berry. Go to Bulbapedia, and you need to go to this web page right here that gives you a list of all of the items by index. What you're going to want to do is Control F the item you want, and so for me it's Tanga berry, and that should bring you to this line of the list, and it says 194. And so that's our, in the decimal system, the number we care about, and the hex number is just C2. So we want the decimal number here, and then we're going to go over to our editor, and we're going to look in our scripts, and this script 34 says 194. And so that's the index of the item you want to give. So yeah, if I wanted this to be a different item, I just change that number. The second number here is just how many you want to pick up. So these are all 1 in vanilla because it only looks like there's one item on the ground. But if you wanted to give like 900 rare candies, you could just put them on the ground like that. And the nice thing about this is that it handles all of the item giving process automatically. So you don't have to worry about like checking to make sure if your bag has enough space for that many rare candies. It does that all automatically. Don't change this flag. You really don't need to. Just keep it the way it is. Only edit this script. So that's how you change ground items. Let's take a look at the second way to give the player items, and that's through an NPC. Let's just take a look at an example that I did in my ROM hack. So we're going to go to New Bark Town, and the reason I go to New Bark Town is because it's the beginning of the game, and I'm going to Professor Elm's lab. So in my hack that I just created, I like to give the player a bunch of items to start out the game. So let's go to Open Events, and this is the area we are starting in, and then let's also go to the scripts. Right, so there's a lot of stuff going on here. This is a humongous script file because there's so much that happens in Elm's lab. Since I made this game, I know where I want to give the item. I've kind of looked at this intro sequence enough times to know when it would be appropriate to hand the player some items. And so after you get your starter and you're leaving, you run into this trigger right here. This guy walks over, says hello, and then he's going to give you some items. When we walk on this thing, it's going to activate this script 4. So let's look at script 4 here. It's going to do a couple things. It's going to find your location, and it's going to jump to function 15. He's going to walk over, he's going to do a message, and so let's see what that message is. Really easy to do. You just go to open texts here, and I think it was 19 and 20. And so he says, I want you to have these to help you with your task. The way you handle item gifts is you use a couple of temporary variables, and then you use a common script. Common scripts are a script that can be called from any script file. So I'll get into common scripts in another day, but basically common script 2008 just gives you an item. And the way it works is it takes variable 8004 and 8005, and then it gives you an item. So similar to ground items, you need to give an item index, an item amount, and then it gives it to you. And so the common script handles all of the item giving process. I give a couple things. I have item index 2, which is the Ultra Ball. I also give 77. I know that this is max repel. Go through here and basically just give item index, item amount, common script 2008. And you just put that in there and it'll do the little fanfare like, you obtained this item, and then it'll give it to you. So super simple. Where you choose to put these in your script is entirely up to you. I'm going to be going over more scripting later in other videos. So I hope this was helpful, and please leave a message in the comments if there's anything else you'd like me to go over. See you in the next tutorial.